Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel, The Last Catch. The small fishing boat bobbed gently in the twilight waters of Lake Ravenwood. Martin and Emily, a middle-aged couple with years of fishing experience, had always found solace in these serene escapes. But tonight, a different kind of calm wrapped around them, one that was more foreboding than peaceful. They had heard the legends of Lake Ravenwood, whispered tales among the locals about the eerie disappearance of fishermen and the unsettling whispers that seemed to echo from the depths. Yet, Martin and Emily had never put much stock in old wives' tales. After all, what danger could lurk in such a tranquil place? The sun had dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the water. The only light came from the lantern on their boat, casting a warm yellow glow that did little to dispel the encroaching darkness. They had been fishing for hours without much luck. It was Emily who first noticed the change, a subtle shift in the lake's ambiance, like an unseen presence was settling in. "Martin, did you hear that?" she asked, her voice a mix of curiosity and unease. Martin looked up from his line, squinting into the growing darkness. "Hear what?" "That. Something splashing. It's not the usual fish sounds." Martin shrugged, trying to dismiss the unease. "Probably just a deer or something." They continued fishing, the rhythmic casting and reeling a calming ritual, until a soft, almost imperceptible splash broke the monotony. Martin turned, his gaze scanning the still water. The splash had come from farther out, beyond the range of their lantern's light. Emily's face grew pale. That splash, it was too deliberate, almost like something was moving out there. Martin chuckled softly, though his own anxiety was rising. "It's probably just the current." Then the splash came again, louder and more deliberate. The water near the boat rippled as if something was swimming underneath. Martin stood up, grabbing a flashlight, and shone it across the surface. "Martin, stop it," Emily said, her voice trembling. "I'm getting a bad feeling." Ignoring her, Martin aimed the light at the water. The beam cut through the darkness, revealing nothing but the shimmering surface. Then he saw it, a shadow, shifting and undulating beneath the water. It was too large for any fish he knew of, and it moved with an unnatural grace. "Did you see that?" Martin asked, his voice strained. Emily nodded, her eyes wide with fear. "Yes. What is that?" Suddenly, the boat lurched violently, tipping sideways. They both cried out, struggling to maintain their balance. Martin managed to grab the edge, pulling Emily back to her feet. "What the hell was that?" Martin shouted, peering over the side. The water was now bubbling and frothing, as if something enormous was churning it from below. Without warning, a long, sinewy arm emerged from the darkness. It was pale and covered in a slick, slimy substance. It reached out with an almost gentle, yet unsettling motion. Martin's flashlight flickered and died, plunging them into darkness. Emily screamed, clutching Martin's arm. "We need to get out of here!" Martin fumbled with the boat's motor, his hands shaking uncontrollably. The engine roared to life, but before they could move, the boat rocked violently again. The shadowy figure surfaced briefly, revealing a grotesque fish-like face with hollow eyes and a gaping mouth lined with needle-like teeth. Martin and Emily's boat began to drift away from the epicenter of the disturbance, but not before the creature's arm snaked out and wrapped around one of the fishing rods. The rod snapped with a loud crack, and the creature let out a low, guttural growl that vibrated through the boat. Desperation fueled Martin's actions. He steered the boat toward the shore with frantic determination, the engine sputtering under the strain. The lake seemed to resist their escape, with waves crashing against them as if the water itself was fighting to keep them there. Finally, they reached the shore, stumbling out of the boat and collapsing on solid ground. They looked back at the lake, which was now eerily calm, the shadows on the water seemingly retreating as if nothing had happened. Panting heavily, Emily clung to Martin. What was that? Martin shook his head, unable to provide an answer. I don't know, but we're never coming back here. They packed up their things as quickly as they could and drove away from Lake Ravenwood, the unsettling silence of the night pressing down on them. The lake seemed to watch them go, its dark waters reflecting only the faintest glimmer of the stars above. As they drove away, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that they had narrowly escaped something ancient and malevolent. The legends of Lake Ravenwood had been true, and they had witnessed only a glimpse of the darkness that lay beneath. The next morning, they read in the paper about another fisherman missing, his boat found adrift in Lake Ravenwood. Martin and Emily never spoke of their encounter, but the memory haunted them forever, a chilling reminder of the unseen horrors lurking just beneath the surface. Good night, everyone.